Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today in Europe. I'm Stephen Carroll with Lizzie Burden, and we're joined by Bloomberg's Chloe Mele for more. Chloe, good morning. So let's start then with Ryanair. Michael O'Leary striking a note of caution, which I think is a very mild way of putting what he actually said about UK taxes, as the airline enjoyed an earnings beat. Talk to us about what we heard from Ryanair and the market reaction.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start with that tax side of things that you mentioned. The one thing that Michael O'Leary was particularly keen to talk about beyond the really good performance of the airline was the UK budget. So he said that Ryanair would move about 10% of capacity out of the UK and into countries like Sweden or Italy if the Labour government decided to increase taxes this month in the budget. So the budget coming in just a few weeks. Michael O'Leary has been a very vocal critic of the UK government's actions, and he warned that more capacity, more flights, more aircraft and more jobs will be moving from the UK if Rachel Reeves decided to increase taxes on the aviation industry. So that's the note of caution that we were talking about. On the earnings side of things, seems to be doing quite well for Ryanair. The profit came in ahead of expectations. It also raised its target for passenger growth thanks to really strong travel demand and also improving Boeing deliveries, which is quite welcome because Boeing had been struggling to deliver planes on time to Ryanair, which is its biggest European customer. Shares did fall a little bit despite that positive update, though this had less to do with investors being disappointed and more to do with shares taking maybe a bit of a breather after what has been a really good performance for Ryanair over the last few months.
Turning now to A2A, that stock up 5.8% right now. Why?
So A2A, it's an Italian company. It makes renewable energy, electricity, gas, and it was upgraded to a buy rating by Morgan Stanley. And so analysts said that it was going to be probably an under-the-radar beneficiary of the data center build-out in Italy, specifically around Milan. So they said that multiple units could benefit from that data center build-out, including power generation and electricity distribution, but also water and district heating. So this upgrade really boosted the stock this morning, with shares reaching the highest since March 2008. So it's quite an impressive move. This is quite interesting. This comes after a story that we had on Bloomberg yesterday showing that clean energy stocks are seeing a dramatic rebound because of that demand for energy to power data centers, despite all of the pushback on wind and solar energy that we saw from the Trump administration. So A2A seems to be part of that wider story.
Okay, and a good day for Mercedes-Benz today. Shares up 3.3%. What's going on?
A couple of positive things for Mercedes. So it was raised to a buy rating at DZ Bank because analysts mentioned cost-cutting measures, the resumption of share buybacks, and also updates to the luxury strategy being quite positive. And then it's also part of the wider sector story with automakers on the back of the announcement that China would ease its export ban on chips. So the US said on Saturday that Beijing will take steps to allow the Chinese facilities of Nexperia, which makes semiconductors for autos, to resume shipments. So Nexperia had been obviously caught in this dispute between the Netherlands and China, but it seems that some of this is easing now, and that should alleviate that disruption for car makers after a few of them had said that they might have to stop production because of that disruption. So that's allowing the industry to breathe that sigh of relief, and Mercedes is benefiting from that.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.